So another Andy B, 2-minute video. Have you ever heard that phrase, going to work at 110%, and thought, well, that's impossible. 100% is 100%. In engineering, you can actually breach 100%. There's a plane that's now been decommissioned. It's quite old. It was built and designed not long after the Avro Lancaster in the UK, which of course was a Second World War plane. The Vulcan bomber was a 4-engined plane, and it was used as a bomber. Primarily, it was supposed to be as a low-level nuclear bomb delivery into Eastern Europe. That's kind of what it was designed to do. And there are some fascinating things about that plane. One of which is that it shared the engines that the Concorde used. The difference was that for the Vulcan, it didn't have the ability to do an afterburner. So it couldn't, go down the runway and hit the afterburner and you can see the big jet coming out the back. It didn't have that capacity. But what it could do for a short period of time is operate above 100% efficiency on the engines. So the pilot could go beyond 100%. He could make the engines work at 105% or whatever it happened to be, more than 100%. But it couldn't be for long, because otherwise the engines would just not last. They'd probably blow up or something. So you could have an extra surge of power, not quite as good as an afterburner, but definitely a bit of a shunt for the plane to get it kicking along a bit quicker. And I think in our lives with God, we feel like sometimes we need to operate at 100, 105, 110% to get done what God's done for us. Now, I've seen people who work for a company and they have these really complicated computerized bits of software that say, well, this person's working at 84%, this person's working at 132%, and it measures the capacity. The problem is who's setting what 100% looks like. And of course, if you're beyond 100%, that's a really bad thing. If 100% is maximum capacity and you've got somebody working at 130%, now you've got a very inefficient workforce. Jet engines can be extended beyond 100% of thrust for a very short period of time. As Christians, there's going to be the rush of life where we need to go just a bit faster, but it should never be for long, because if we're walking for God and with God and by his lead, then although we might need to rush sometimes, it shouldn't be the norm. Make sure you're not working beyond 100% capacity, because you're stealing from your time with God. You're stealing from others who can serve God. Try and keep it below and you'll last a lot longer and be a lot less tired. God's got you. Don't worry. Just a thought.